Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's lesson on living environment, where we're going to talk about gene expression. We spoke before in our earlier videos about how every cell in our body has all of the DNA that exists. Right? All of our DNA exists in every single one of our cells. Right? Every cell in my finger has all the same DNA as every cell in my heart has all the DNA as every cell in my liver, right? All of those places in my body, all of those cells have the exact same DNA. But we know that all of the DNA isn't used by every single part of my body, right? My fingertips don't need the genes that tell them how to make stomach acid. Right? And that's where gene expression comes in, right? We are able to tell our bodies, our DNA, right? We need this in this part, we don't need this in this part, and turn things on and turn things off. Right? So the way this relates back to the regular life, right? You don't leave the sink running all the time, right? You turn it on, you turn it off. Right? You turn it on when you need it, you turn it off when you're done. You don't leave the lights on in every room. You turn them on and you turn them off when you need them. If you're not watching the TV, you don't leave the TV on. You turn it on, you turn it off. And that's where right, gene expression comes into play. Our lung cells don't need to make the hormone that controls our height. So they have that off. Right? They have that hormone off. They have that piece of DNA, that gene, they turned it off. Right? Our body turns genes on and off, right? Our cells turn genes on and off depending on what they need. Sometimes it's situational. Sometimes it's permanent. Right? So for example, our stomach cells don't need to make heart tissue. Our stomach cells don't need to make adrenaline. We're going to have those off all the time. We're never going to need our stomach cells to be able to do that. The same way we're never going to need our heart to know how to make stomach acid. That's going to be off all the time. Some are more situational. When we talk about two different hormones interacting, right? We have insulin and glucagon. They're not both on all the time. There are triggers that say, hey, we need insulin, hey, we need glucagon, and they'll turn those genes on and off for the creation of those hormones. Right? Our pancreas, right? The cells of our pancreas have some genes on and some genes off. If we're looking at it, adrenaline production, that doesn't happen in the pancreas, right? We don't make adrenaline in our pancreas. We make that in our adrenal glands. So for adrenaline, we're going to have that off. We're never going to have our pancreas making adrenaline. Our pancreas makes insulin. We'll have that on. That's the place where insulin is made. Digestive enzymes made in the pancreas, those genes will be on. It's possible to turn this off. Right? If I don't need to make insulin, I can turn this gene off. And then when I need it, I can turn it back on. And then when I don't need it, I can turn it off. And then when I need it, I can turn it back on. Right? We can have that light switch flick, 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 flick. That's fine. Right? But adrenaline production is never going to happen. That's going to be off permanently. Right? We're never going to have adrenaline created in our pancreas. If we talk about seasonal and some things that are temporarily on and off, right? That goes back to certain animals who shed their coats, right? So they have a summer coat and a winter coat. Certain rabbits change their fur color in the winter versus in the summer, right? So either to absorb heat or to reflect heat or for camouflage reasons. Some animals will turn white in the winter so that they match better with the snow. right? And so there's outside influence. The environment, ooh, that's not a straight line. The environment inside and outside the body can trigger genes to turn on and off. Right? So, oh, it's wintertime. The environment is changing to reflect that it's wintertime. I need my fur to be black so that I can absorb more heat. Or I need my fur to be white so I can match the snow. Or I need to shed my winter coat because it's getting closer to the summer. Or I need to grow a thicker coat because it's getting closer to the winter. Right? Some of our traits can just be turned on and off depending on what we need from our bodies. Is there a human example where the environment affects gene expression? There is. Do I have one off the top of my head? No. The ones I have are more inside, right? Environment inside the body. Where it's, again, going back to that insulin and glucagon, right? It reads your blood sugar levels and it says, do I need to have insulin right now or do I need glucagon right now? Do I need more sugar or do I need less sugar in my blood? And so they'll change the production of insulin and glucagon. I feel like for a lot of the human traits that get that respond to the outside environment, I feel like we've kind of got control over a lot of those because really our environment doesn't change a whole lot, right? Whether it's summer or winter, we are in insulated, warm places. So I feel like we have more control over, not necessarily like physical direct control, but by controlling our environment, we kind of limit some of that happens, right? Like we would grow more hair in the winter, right, to keep ourselves warm, but we don't have to do that because it's kind of always warm, right? We just turn on the heater when it's warm instead of like waiting for our bodies to adjust to it. The next video in this unit is going to be our last. We'll talk our way through some biotechnology, how we work around cloning, how we work around controlling the genes that get passed along in certain animals, how we use bacteria to help us manufacture certain hormones, etc. So I'll see you all then. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please pop into office hours and tutoring. Have a fantastic day.